Hey, Gems! Welcome to another live stream. I'm trying not to say that we're going to struggle stream throughout this one, but we may because I'm not sure if the comments are working just yet. So it's not going to be too rigid or too formal. It's going to be like a chit-chatty one. It's just going to be a follow-up from the question I asked about, is Kevin Samuels helping or hurting the community? So that is pretty much what we are going to be dissecting or speaking more about in this live stream. Now, I do not know how to bring people on, as in how to share the link to you guys if you actually wanted to join. But hopefully you can drop your comments in the chat and I will pick it up and we can dissect a little bit further. Okay, so let me share my screen and then we can start going through the comments that came through on the video. And yeah, let's just get the show on the road. Hopefully you can see it. So let's put some music on so that it's not too boring. Let's see. Go. So some of the comments I received, a lot of them did say that Kevin Samuels has helped the community. So we're just going to be going through them. Let's start. Okay. Let me just lower that song a little bit. Getting a little bit distracted. Okay. So the first one said, I gotta say, yes, he's helping us tremendously, especially us Black women, because our Black women are falling too far from our femininity and reality of what is a woman. He has to criticize us Black people because we've had so many songs and movies, relationship coaches like Steve Harvey and other people who babyfied us with soft gloves, but we just gotten worse. Kevin Samuels is what the Black communities need. And I 100% agree with that because it's just facts upon facts upon facts. Now, I know a lot of his detractors speak a lot about his delivery. And as I've said on this channel, I'm a fan of his delivery. Why? Because he sees how far people are going and the ditch they're about to fall into. Sorry. And he's trying to pull them out. So I'm all for it. And someone also said facts. They want men to step up and be leaders, but want to shut us down when it's time to create structure. We can't protect if we can't correct. Now, this is huge. I was actually having a chat with one of my friends. The last line there about correction. Black women, I'm asking you, can anyone correct you? Can anybody correct us? You know? And sometimes I can understand that, you know, filtering certain deliveries can be hard, especially when we're triggered. But the truth of the matter is, if we genuinely want change, really and truly, does it really matter the delivery in which it comes in? So I think we need to ask ourselves, if we really want men to lead, we need to learn how to actually follow. So we need to ask ourselves, can we follow? That's a food for thought. Now, this one's a good one as well. Diana, I actually asked her to even ping me a message because I am going to have her here on the channel. She says, thank you both so much for this ray of sunshine. I don't know if you have sources to draw from, but I'm a wife of 30 years. We've raised 15 foster children, but still ours to this day, and they're in their late 30s. And I teach young ladies all of the ways to approach wifely duties, which are where our emotions can take on a usefulness. Yes, using our emotions wisely. Sometimes we're so in our emotions, but we're not using them wisely. She says traditional wives actually think differently and we're trained to use it to the family's advantage. Absolutely. In the live that I did with Chantelle, we touched upon modern women, traditional women, as well as nice modern women. And we understood that it's actually a mindset. It's not necessarily just being able to cook, clean, take care of children and have sex, which constitutes what a traditional woman is. Absolutely not. It's actually a mindset. Literally, it's embedded in you that you want, the family is at the forefront of everything you do. Going to school, going to work. That is the aim. That is the end goal. And I love that she highlighted that, so that we're not just thinking, oh, just because I can cook for a man, just because I can clean for a man, just because I can take care of kids and have sex, automatically I've always wanted to be a traditional woman. Absolutely not. And she says, I have a foster daughter that calls me raging. Once her hubby is off to work, 9 times out of 10, it comes down to she lost control of her emotions. The more she learns to control her emotions, the stronger the family gets. I love this. I preach on here so much about ladies learning how to self-soothe and learning how to self-regulate, because once we've learned these two things, that doesn't mean we don't necessarily need an emotionally intelligent or emotionally mature man. Absolutely not. But what it does mean is that we are able to self-soothe, self-regulate, name these big emotions that we are feeling, and also invite our partners in to help us in processing our emotions in a better and in a healthier way. And I love that she's put this in here. Controlling our emotions, that is how we build stronger families, The more she can do to prevent her hubby from spending, the less he stresses, and the more he brags on his courteous wife. The nicer she is to his friends that she hates. Being an actual, what was this? The nicer she is to his friends, being a natural hostess, the more her hubby showers her with praise. His friends shower him with praise, and now her hubby is the man everyone is envious of. What a Proverb 31 woman. A lot of women are screaming that they're Proverbs 31 women, whilst at the same time saying men are trash. Make it make sense, please. Women know how powerful we are, but most mistake where it's best used. Absolutely. If we make our men look good, brag about him as a person and elevate him, it causes others to look up to him. It causes our men to have more faith and respect for us, and they in turn willingly put us on the pedestal so many think they deserve. Absolutely. I think a lot of people are a lot of women want to automatically be put on this pedestal without bringing quote unquote anything to the table, But the thing is, if you are living and walking in the qualities that are valuable to the man that you say you want, he will automatically pedestalize you, or not in the sense that he's about to worship the ground you walk on. However, he is going to also fulfill his duty and responsibility to you, provide, protect, be a covering over you, because you have displayed that you can be covered, So I absolutely love that. So I am excited to have Diana, I hope that is how you say your name, on the channel very soon. This lady said Kevin Samuels is saving lives. Okay. Also, you ladies are, she's complimented us. Also, you ladies are gorgeous. Thank you so much. He is saving us 100%. Don't worry, I'm going to go into the detractors because I did have some. We're going to break that down, but I wanted us to go through the good ones. Because we need to establish that Kevin is helping. And then we're going to break down everything that people keep saying that, he's hurting us. So This is a man. He said, Kevin Samuels helped me. He got me working 65 plus hours a week and investing and hitting the gym. Well, damn. Oh, hello. Oh, yeah, because I said hello. He's eating the metals. But can you imagine? This is for the women who keep saying, yeah, well, when is he going to speak to men? He spoke to men for 3 years straight. No one had anything to say about that, because why? Hey, everyone is chomping on men, so why not? But then the minute he decided to, hey, switch it, not even intentionally, look who's crying wolf. Let's see what Wesley said. Oh, let me go and see if there are any comments. Okay, guys, my comments are still not working. So if you have sent a comment, I do apologize. So Wesley says, now that I have a teenage niece, I think of what to teach and show her as a man in her life. Normally, this would be her father. However, my sister is a single mother. That being said, I think younger women should set reasonable standards for men. The men that can live up to her standards and consistently shows up. That's the one. Of course, as an uncle, I'll vet the young man, but I think this is where it starts. Hypergamy has modern women bouncing around too much. Too many single mothers. I want to break that cycle in my family. Protect Kevin Samuels from raising this issue. Yep, absolutely. And he brought up something. I'll vet the young man. I think it's so important when as women, we're going into marriage, obviously because my channel's for women who want to be married to marriage-minded men. So that is the focus. I think it's very paramount that you find respectable men in your life who can help you vet in that process. Because quite frankly, picking by yourself, yeah, especially if you have a track record of picking based off of your insecurities, I don't think it's a good idea to keep picking on your ones. Get respectable people on that journey as well. It will save you a whole load of heartache. I promise you. Okay. Another one said, when black men can talk to black women in a cool, calm, and respectful way to tell you what we want, then we wouldn't have to be so harsh and resort to bashing you to get you to listen and understand what we are saying to you. Yep, you know. And I think at the end of the day, we're not trying to get everyone. You know, the statistics is what 1 in 4. We're just trying to awake that one so that she can get her act right. Therefore, you know, come out of the dating market, get married and get off the scene. The 3 and 4 can continue doing what they want. That's what I say. I mean, if you are going to be dying alone, I guess you'll be dying alone, isn't it? But I'm here also to spread the word, because some people are just ignorant. They don't know of this side. That's why I'm actually very happy for social media, the manosphere, and having access to all of this information. Now, if you go against all this information and still pick what you want to pick, or stay in the exact same place as you've always been, then that is your fault, you know, and then the consequences, yeah, get ready for them. Okay. Another one said, he's helped. He promotes marriage for men who have resources. I've seen him tell a man who made minimum wage and 2 kids and 2 baby mothers to not date and focus on bettering himself. I don't agree with him on cheating. The real problem is the dusties who think they're high value men. Oh, I remember this one because I went into depth about that. What Kevin does, he has never condoned cheating. I've got that here. I've put it on the screen. The truth of the matter is, what he highlighted was the reality of the reality of it all. If you are a high value man, a man of value, or a man who is high earning, or you know, you are easily sought after, you will have options. That does not mean you necessarily will exercise those options. But the reality is you have options. Because imagine everyone who calls in, nearly everyone who calls in on Kevin's show, they want these men. So clearly, if you think about it, women, that means these men have all these options. They have you to pick from. Now, Kevin also preaches the dime, which is discipline, integrity, morals, and ethics. You know, he preaches these things. So that means these men who are in these places will not be shooting up the club haphazardly, okay? Okay, but it still means that they have those options. So where does that leave the women? If you are married to men like this, if you are married to men who are very much sought after, your job is to focus on your duties and responsibilities to make sure that you're doing what you need to do to, you know, fulfill, again, your duties and responsibilities. That way he doesn't even have any inkling, or he doesn't even want to go out, you know. But if you're focused on what he needs to be doing, guess what? You're not going to be doing what you need to be doing. Therefore, well, you can fill in the blanks. Okay, what did nobody say? Okay, truth be told, why are men and women fighting over each other's imagined slights? If you can't take it with you when you die, then life is a zero-sum game. I'm so sorry. Yet women and men will waste time blaming each other's faults for their failure. More food for thought. I mean, sometimes when we're talking back and forth and fighting back and forth, it keeps us busy. It keeps us distracted from the real work that needs to be done. So people can keep fighting back and forth, but I'm hoping that whilst the fight is still going on, others are waking up and saying, actually, I want to get out of this rat race. I want to get out of this dating market because it's the ghetto, you know? Now, what did this person say? There is no community. What KS has done is expose hard truths to men for 3 years of his YouTube career. The last two are about 8% of Black women. I say 8% because statistically, the average American earns $47,000. The average Black woman earns around $35,000. Okay. KS has been the one sounding the alarm about Black women potentially dying alone in poverty. Absolutely. He coined the term, "you gonna die alone." And you know, if that doesn't shake you and make you think, I don't know what else will. And I just love that he has these catchphrases, you know. Big Shirley is now a thing. You can't make this stuff up, it's now a thing. Anyway, KS has been the one sounding the alarm about Black women. I personally had to Google Black women's net wealth in order to debunk the boss diva narrative. Oh gosh, don't even get me started. There have been multiple research studies that say the same thing. Despite college education, the average Black woman, 8%, have no wealth. Wow. Have underfunded retirements and are in debt. Well, dang. The studies say only a working husband plus his life insurance will save Black women from poverty. Think about this. The first generation strong, single, independent Black woman is turning 70 every day. Ask them how much money they have. Well, dunk. I bet they don't have anything. Sadly, I don't think they have anything to show for it but bitterness. And again, this is why I love the manosphere and I love this space, because you have these people that I may never meet. They're in the comments, they're sharing their thoughts and perspectives, and I'm here to learn, and I'm also here to break down or fill in some gaps to help other women who can't necessarily take it straight on, you know, because we need help. And we also need to change if we want different outcomes. Now, if you don't want any different outcomes, then, you know, you can do whatever you want. But if you want different outcomes, then it will require you to do some work. Someone said he's opened a lot of people's eyes. This is no longer a question. He is saving People. Definitely helping. He's helping. Women just need to listen. Ladies, why can't we listen? We've got 2 ears and 1 mouth. We're meant to do double this and less of that. Why? Please answer. Answer in the comments. Now, let's see. Okay. Men have been constantly charged with things that has been exclusively been done by only the 20% of men. I know, right? These women only sleep with types and have noticed that pookies are one spectrum is what women only speak about. This is it. I always say, why are we still talking about the red flags? Why are we still talking about the men who aren't doing or don't want to do or don't have the capacity to be all you need them to be? Why are we still talking about those men when there are a big batch of single, ready to mingle, ready to get married men who you can pick from, ladies? Why are we still comparing the conversation to the Pookies and the Ray Rays? I think it's because it makes us feel like we're above something. Because when you're comparing to a Pookie or a Ray Ray, I love those names, by the way. When you're comparing to that, you know, you kind of feel like, okay, I got a house, I got a car, I got a decent job. Meanwhile, when you have to compare to the 56 or 60% of men who are suitable, the ones that you truly want, you realize that you are not enough. You know, you haven't built yourself up to be qualified for these men. Therefore, the thought alone of it is like, actually, let me just shift my attention to the ones that I don't want, but then I can, you know, just poke at because it makes me feel great. So I think that there needs to come a time where we can just open up the conversation and start talking about green flags and ask ourselves, are we able to even qualify for the green flags in a man? What are our relational qualities? Do we even have any relationship skills? That's what we need to ask ourselves. I don't personally sleep with these type of women, and I noticed how these women date. So Kevin has placed a label that that men can make a clear comparison to. Thank you, KS. And then someone said, long-term marriage is a marathon. Absolutely. It's not a race. Do you expect never having to practice, then turn up and finish and or win the race? Absolutely. This is what women are doing. They have over-inflated their own sense of worth, even before their application lands before a suitable man's face or lap. You know, these women think they are this table when they exhibit absolutely no relationship skills. How do you suppose you are going to maintain that which you say you want, i.e. the marriage? I really don't know how these women are going to do it. If you are one of these women, please let me know in the comments. Yep, someone said, women treat men like fast food. Women love fast food. All 300 pounds of them, yep, because it tastes good and it's easy to get, and women don't have to make it. Oh, I love this analogy. Absolutely. You don't have to change yourself. You don't have to put any effort in. You can just be whatever it is. You can be loud, you can be brash, you can be huge, you can be unhealthy, you can do whatever you want, because you know pretty much they are beneath you as you have deemed it. Whereas healthy food takes effort to get and to make. Healthy food is so much better for the body and mind than fast food. You know, again, that's just one thing. Sometimes I think about it, and I think a lot of women don't actually want healthy relationships because of the work and the effort that it takes. Because it does take a lot of vulnerability. It does take a lot of regulating your emotions. It does take a lot of you opening up, being patient, compromising, and all of that, because we are humans, we're all flawed. It's not this thing where, oh, if you're not doing this, then I'm going out. No, you're in for the long haul. And in order to be in for the long haul, it does require effort. It does require more than just putting makeup on your face and a wig on your head. Yeah. Now, let us go. We're going to go into this guy because I felt like he was very, very passive and very, what's it called? Indifferent. Is it indifferent? I'm still trying to find the word. If you can think of it, let me know. But we're going to go into him before we go into the biggest one of them all. Our biggest detractor. She brought receipts, ante up. I think it's a she. I think it's a she. But yeah, let's go. Carl wrote an essay, okay? Carl. He said, Kevin is neither helping or hurting the general public. Since people will do what they want, regardless of rational advice, no one can lead another to rationality since we all have unique rationales. When it comes to doing things we don't necessarily enjoy, our backs have to be against the wall. I just thought, okay, that's interesting. So does our community need help and do we need change? And this is when he was like, no. First of all, nothing is wrong with the community. Carl, please, where do you live? Even me in the UK, I know there's an issue with our community, especially the mindset. So I don't know where Carl is living and I don't know where Carl is coming from. But here he has a lot to say, even though the community, there is nothing wrong with the community, okay? So this is what he said. The world changed and is constantly changing. Women and men are adapting accordingly, okay? Thinking about yourself is about the best thing one can do for the community. Absolutely not. This is passive. Very, very passive. I'm not saying, Carl, that you are passive. I'm just saying this mindset is passive because even in your passivity, I think that's a word, it's kind of like you're neither here or neither there. Oh well, oh well, oh well. The thing is, if you focus on yourself, imagine if everyone was focusing on themselves. Where would that lead us? The truth of the matter is you are comfortable in your passivity because someone else is choosing to do something about the community. So you are still benefiting from that. You're reaping the benefits of it. So just because you're not contributing to the community and seeing that there's absolutely nothing wrong with the community, you are part of the problem. Because, well, at the end of the day, you don't want to do anything about it because there's nothing wrong. Anyway, if so-called Black women want to shot it as a single mom or do whatever they do, that's their prerogative, okay? They, however, should be prepared for the consequences as any and everyone should as it relates to their choices. Yes, we know this. We know this. But some people are ignorant. That's why there needs to be change, you know? That's why we need to have these conversations so that when someone who is making these decisions in their ignorance and in their naivety, they can land on videos like this or maybe bump into you along the road and you can talk some sense into them rather than saying, well, they're going to do what they're going to do anyway. But then when they do the things that they're going to do, they're going to bear the consequences. No. Said they, however, should know. And they clearly seem prepared for the risk. No, like some deliberately, you know, they volunteer to be these things, but some are genuinely naive and innocent and quite, you know, probably passive like you. Anyway, KS is a conservative male for an older generation. His values are outdated according to the changes in effect, okay? The male-female relationship dynamic has changed due to ongoing socioeconomic and political changes. Now, this is not to say that he's talking nonsense. However, he can talk until he's blue in the face. Modern women are going to continue along the path they have chosen. Women are just reacting to the environment. In Western societies for centuries, masculine values were the order of the day and marketed by default as the basis formula for success. Naturally, it's going to affect women as it does men since they're part of the society, just as this feminized era in the West are affecting males. Okay, so I remember when I read this, I was just thinking, okay. It's like he trying to play both camps, you know. He's just throwing information there, but at the end of the day, he still thinks there is nothing wrong with the community. So I just thought, okay, so basically everything you're saying is let's just leave things as they are because it is what it is. And his response was, you're going to do whatever you want no matter what I tell you. In time, you'll see for yourself that the best you can do for the community is mind your own garden. And yeah, I just thought, no, don't do that. Don't do that, because again, in our passivity, when we decide not to do anything about our community, even us we are part of the community. So our mindset in our activity or lack thereof, we are still impacting the community. So I saw that as a very sad way to live your life, as in, you know, why bother if no one's going to listen anyway? But the thing is, does that mean we don't try? Someone should tell me. Just because somebody's not going to listen, does that mean we do not try? Someone should let me know. But then, you know, I just thought his thought process was very, very different. So, you know, and it was just more of, didn't I tell you, you do what you will? Just because I'm going to do what I'm going to do doesn't mean you can't show that you can't share your thoughts and your perspectives, because you shared it, I took it on board, and this is how I reflected it back to you. Because truth of the matter is, it was very, very, oh, well, everyone's going to do whatever they want anyway, so why bother? There's nothing wrong with the community, and this, that, and the other. Someone let me know where Carl lives. Carl, if you do watch this, where do you live? And are you saying you're happy with where the community is going? Or are you even black? Actually, let me ask. Anywho, let's go to the major auntie up. Because she was coming with some receipts, you know. Okay. So Auntie Up said, I'm not sure how misogyny is helping the black community. What am I missing? Now, I've realized that this word misogyny and anti-women, anti-black women, bashes black women, this, that, and other, it's been thrown out of place. It's like the word narcissism. We keep throwing it around. So let me just go into the dictionary and bring up what misogyny is. Because quite frankly, let's see. I don't want to misquote. Misogyny. So it says dislike of, contempt for, or ingrained prejudice against women. I don't know where Auntie Up you pulled that one from, sweetheart. I really don't know. So when he tells women, be at a healthy weight, how does that mean he dislikes, has contempt for, or ingrained prejudice against said women, which happen to be black women? Please answer me, Auntie Up. Let me know in the comments. So for you to just throw, I'm not sure how misogyny is helping the black community, what am I missing? The thing is, you are pulling things out of thin air and hoping that it will stick. But unfortunately, it will not stick. Black women, you can see everywhere, online, on TV, everywhere, dancing and twerking on restaurant tables, acting a fool. So can anybody correct black women? And if you do, if and when you do, are you automatically a misogynist? Please let me know. So are you saying I I'm a misogyny as well. I am misogynistic as well. Or does it only apply if the man is doing it? Please, Auntie Up, tell me. He is literally telling women to stay in abusive. When did he say this, please? When did he say this? The truth of the matter is, a lot of women, when they do come on the show, and I want to leave my husband for this. I remember one lady wanted to leave their husband because I think he was a cancer patient or something and was going to be dying anytime soon. She is leaving him instead of fulfilling her duties and responsibilities and the vows that she took. So where is this abusive relationship? The thing is, most of these women are throwing abuse, abuse, abuse. Meanwhile, being the ones who are abusive, they are poking the hornet's nest and hoping that the hornet won't do anything, will just lie there. No. So is anybody going to tell those women who are starting the fire, starting the abusive relationship, i.e. the verbal abuse that no one wants to talk about, is anyone going to talk about that? And then when he asked these women who claim that they are victims, when he asked them, did you file a police report? No, crickets, crickets. We cannot say, we cannot just throw, oh, well, I was in a toxic relationship. Well, I was in an abusive relationship, so I had to leave. At what point did you realize that this was an abusive relationship? And how come your track record shows that you've always been in an abusive relationship? So does that mean you are the bee, just going for the honey all the time? You're attracted to those things. And I'm not victim shaming here, but what I am saying is, at a point in time, after being the victim for so long, you have to assess and understand, hey, is there a reason why these things keep happening to me? It doesn't mean you deserve it, but it does mean you need to wise up so that it doesn't keep happening to you. That is how change happens. She said, give up their children for high-value man. Nobody's saying that. These women say they want high-value men. There was a woman who was married to a very, very good man. She even said the husband was amazing. But what did she want to do? She wanted to wreck her own home and then go back to an ex, okay? An ex who now is a high-value man, okay? And I think she had a child. That woman, it was like she had no emotions and she was just ready to risk it all just because the ex was a high value man. So it's not Kevin telling these women to give up their children or their husbands for high value men. It is those women going for things that are like unbecoming. So you need to get your facts straight. She said, and accept their husband's infidelity. He has not said that, but most of these women, again, I was talking to my friend the other day and he was showing me this meme. I don't think I'll be able to find it, but it was this lady, and anytime the husband wanted to, have sex or whatever, throughout the whole week, she had excuses upon excuses upon excuses every single day. And these are the same women who want their husbands to be faithful. So you want your husband to be faithful, meanwhile not giving up the coochie. Make it make sense, please. Part of your duties and responsibilities is to open your legs, please. Gosh. And then when your husband is unable to control himself, it's not even about control. He needs to release. You now cry, you are infidelity, you are cheating on me. My friend, if you don't open your legs for him to go in there. Anyway, while telling younger men to use prostitutes and delay marriage, he did not say that. Please stop that. What is this? He's out here telling women to invest in their sons and not their daughters. When did he say that? When all he, okay, okay, we need the next Dr. Corbett or the next, okay, I'll check them out and see what they stand for. But the thing is, we can't, what is this thing about we need to silence one and focus on one? No, we can have them all. We can have them all because they all have a part to play in the community. I get having some self-awareness But what can a single guy who has never had a successful marriage or done the work actually tell someone about marriage? He can tell you to be fit. He can tell you to be feminine. He can tell you to be cooperative. He can tell you that smiling is not a sin, you know? He can tell you to lose some weight and be healthy so that you can have a long life, okay? Have a long life with your husband and your children. He can tell you that without having a successful marriage. Even me sitting here, I've got a failed marriage under my belt and I'm here chatting. You can tell me I'm chatting breathe, but I'm going to keep chatting until I'm blue in the face to help someone save them from what I went through. So I think that is what Kevin is doing. He is saving us. Now, she said, yes, absolutely, he's not for me. He used to let black men call black women German shepherds in his live chat. What? Gosh. It's always these one-time things. I've watched so many of Kevin's shows, and at no point in time, I know he likes to troll and he likes to tease, but I love that about him because you have to tease people sometimes. You have to tease them to shape them into their reality. So I don't know this. Oh, so he called them German shepherds. So what? Black women are the least attractive group of women and look manly. Some do. Some do. He's not saying that that's all. He loves black women. And if you look at the scoreboard, he scored black women. What is this? Oh my God. So now his content is also considered hate speech. God. What is this? Let's see what hate speech is, please. I've done a whole course on hate speech, but let me just go into Google and get the thing. It says abusive or threatening speech or writing that expresses prejudice against a particular group, especially on the basis of race, religion, or sexual orientation. No, stop it. Okay? Stop it. This is not hate speech, okay? This is blessed speech. Oh my goodness. What? How is this hate speech, please? So, any type of correction is abusive and threatening. But at the same time, we want men to lead and be masculine. Okay, someone help me to understand this. I remember doing a reaction on, I think it was It's Complicated, and he was talking about submission and dominance, and which one comes first. We need to learn how to be truly and healthily submissive and leave the men to be the masculine ones. We can't say we want masculine men, and then when it's time for them to lead, we now say, oh, but that's controlling. We can't pick and choose. So if you want to be the leader, then please do not complain. We want men, me. I want the man to lead. So however that comes, I'm going to take it. I want to follow. Are you not tired? Are you not tired of leading? There are places you can lead. There's a time and a place. But as women, inherently, we are to be taken care of, i.e. protected and provided and covered. Why are we fighting? Okay. I don't think telling a group of black men that black women are the least attractive is taking things out of context. He hasn't said that. He hasn't said that. I need a video where he purposely made a video just on that. You know? I need that. The context is that he was comparing black women's beauty to European standards of beauty. No, most of these black women, oh God help me, most of these black women opt in to wear these weaves and stuff and say that it's a protective hairstyle. But really and truly, you're doing it for you. You're saying that most men want that. Most men don't want natural hair. But he is saying, black women, have your natural hair. He has said that several times. Black women, have your natural hair out. How do you look without all them fake eyelashes and all the fake makeup and fake fingernails? How do you look? And that is what men want. How do you look? Most of these women go out. Oh gosh, most of these women go out well done every single day. Even this is too much for me. But I was like, I have to be a little bit presentable. But don't worry, I'm coming with some casual gem chats very, very soon. Bear with me whilst I charge this. Sorry about that. So where were we? Hate speech, innit? So the context, the federal government is already tracking the manosphere and other anti-feminist groups because those that commit violence against women have been consumers of that content. What? The federal government is already tracking the manosphere and other anti-feminist groups because those that commit violence against women have been consumers of that content. Okay, so are they tracking other things that these people are watching then? Are they only watching Kevin Samuels? Is that what you're saying? And because they're watching Kevin Samuels, they are committing these violence against women. His content is already deemed as hate speech. By who? By who, please? If he was truly being helpful, he would also show positive examples of women and marriage. He has. Gosh, I'm screaming so bloody much. When he hit 1 million, have you seen how many people? They were flowing through like diarrhea. Pardon my language. He purposely doesn't want his horn blown constantly. You know, sometimes he can get about compliments because he knows the work that he is doing. He doesn't need everyone coming on every day saying, "We love you, Kevin. We love you, Kevin." When he's walking down the street, do you know how many people who are greeting him from all nationalities saying, "Thank you for saying, thank you for taking, you know, the weight of, you know, everything." Things like the things that you are saying. He is the face of all of that, and he gets to take all of that in, and he does it with such poise. And you're here saying something about commit violence. What? If he was truly, so basically I've just answered that. He is truly helpful because he has shown positive examples, and a lot of people in his group, his Facebook group, have been married and some are engaged. Okay, is that enough proof for you? Has Derek Jackson given you any marriages? Have all the other people, have they given you any marriages? Please let me know. If he was truly, no, his show is Schadenfreude. What? I love new words. What's that? Short. It sounds German. Schadenfreude. Okay, what's that? Esch, you know. Gosh. Schaden. Oh.
Schadenfreude.
Oh, Schadenfreude. It is German. Oh, okay. Pleasure derived by someone from another person's business. Oh, his show is Schadenfreude for. Okay. I can understand that. It is entertainment. I personally, confessions, I want women to start waking up. And if that takes you being teased, I'm here for it because I love to tease. Oh God, should I have been saying that? This is actually live. I won't even be able to cut it out. But I get what you mean by his show is Schadenfreude for, you know, it's entertainment. And yes, it's at the expense of some people. It's entertainment, but it's also educational. Look at comedians. They get money off of it. Then they are big Schadenfreudes as well. So let's go there as well. Women don't understand they are the punchline of the joke, which is extremely interesting to me. No, they need to understand they are the punchline of the joke so that if they want different outcomes, they can then do differently. Because what Kevin doesn't do, he doesn't just tease and that's it. He's not trolling and then that's it. He provides solutions. So if you can watch it long enough, you will get to the solution. But you need to feel the uncomfortableness, i.e. of the rut that you are in. Therefore, that will evoke some change in you, because if you're feeling uncomfortable, that is what's going to evoke change in you. But if you feel comfortable, babyfied, then you're not going to see any you're not going to want to make any difference whatsoever. I will watch some of your videos because I'm curious to what value women are taking from it. The most appropriate. Oh, I love this girl. I'm learning so much. Apropos. With reference to. Okay. So with reference to, where is it? Where are we? The most a reference analogy I can think of is if the Black community decided to go to the supremacists for advice on how to better Black. There isn't much difference between racism. Wow. So you are happy for the 300-pound woman who can barely go up the stairs, who is perfectly capable of making better and healthier food choices and life choices to continue as they are. Why? Because they're coming to Kevin's show and now they are changing their ways and making better life choices. But that will be equal to going to supremacists for advice. I don't know how you are able to sit there and not see what he's doing. But I think the reason why you're able to sit there and not see what he's doing is because you haven't done your due diligence. That's what it is. But I love this conversation. I love this back and forth. She was very, very open-minded, I would say, to the fact that I did direct her to some of my other videos where I'd broken down Kevin's videos. And I'm hoping that, you know, she will see where I'm coming from, or why a lot of people do enjoy Kevin's content and why there has been a lot of change. So let's go to this one. Yes, the Kendra G one. Black women, most are still rebelling. Even Kendra G is having a hard time with Black women on her dating show. Yes, she is. And she was the same woman who came onto Kevin's show. And, you know, if you haven't watched it, you should definitely check it out. Now she can understand that actually it's not necessarily about the delivery. It's about the content. What you are saying, the fact that you are saying anything to correct Black women, anything to tell them that, hey, you need to take accountability for your part to play in that mess. Hey, you need to understand that you did voluntarily participate in your own suffering, and this is the way to get healing, or this is the way to get different outcomes for your life. Now she's understood that is the content. If you are not babyfying them, if you're not telling them, hey, you're a queen, you're Mother Essence and Diva, then quite frankly, you're just another Kevin Samuels. So I'm happy that, you know, she's getting that and she's now understanding that, oh, okay, it's just the people. And I think that was it. A lot of compliments. Again, Mr. Carl said KS is helping himself. I've asked him to elaborate, but Carl never came back. Lots of compliments, guys. Thank you so much. Oh, my thumbnail. Yeah, I do the most, don't I? Someone said we're immature. Oh, well done. I think that's about it, really. I wanted this to be just a short one because I don't really have a lot of time today, and I want to be more disciplined, more consistent in terms of live streaming. So hopefully next Sunday I'll have another lovely topic. And I've got some guests that I want to be bringing on for us to further elaborate, further review, further dissect all of these conversations that need to be had. So you will be seeing my face and a lovely person's face next Sunday. But obviously in between that time, don't forget to check out some of my other videos that may come on the screen very soon. And yeah, until next time.